gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to Live with Andy. I'm your host, Andy Dybala. It is January 25th. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 p.m. Down here in Texas where I'm from, it's been a great new year, and I appreciate all of you guys kind of following me along to my new channel here. I just self-titled it Andy Dybala. Andy Dybala. So it's a new channel, it's a new year, and it's a new me. So we're gonna try and continue some of the research that we've been compounding here over the years on my old channel that's now deleted on YouTube, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't really back up too much of my stuff, so a lot of that is lost. So we're gonna have to go over some of the things as we go here along on my new channel. So bear with me if we've already touched some of these topics, but I'm going to kind of switch things up a little bit. I'm not going to just do some deep dives into some deep research right away on every show. I'm going to do some kind of pop culture topics, some zeitgeist news. Just basically telling you guys what's going along with the deep state research, just so you guys don't kind of I mean, a lot of you guys get lost when you tune in, and we're kind of figuring out where we're at, and it's like, oh, it's a what do they call it, a limited hangout, and we're trying to avoid that here. We just want someone to be able to tune in and kind of pick up what we're putting down. But I see a couple people in the chat. I see Dave Fitz and Catherine Zuber. Aloha from Bellingham, Washington. I'm officially a resident of Lubbock, West Texas, down here in the red dirt. I don't have my cowboy hat nearby, so hello, howdy from West Texas to you, Dave Fitz and Catherine Zuber. Hello, nice to see you again. Thank you for joining into the chat. We got Freedom123. How you doing, Professor Hoodoo? It's party time in Florida. It's always party time in Florida, as far as I know. You guys are maniacs out there. I've been to Florida a couple times in my life, and both times are memorable, to say the least. We're not going to dig too deep in the story, but as you guys have noticed, there's kind of been a hibernation from me, unless you follow me on Twitter, at Live with Andy on Twitter. I like to have fun and poke around and still post some of my research. But there's been, lack of Andy Dybala in the video world on YouTube and Rumble and YouTube, wherever I continue to post as we do here. And that's there's a new year, there's Christmas, the holidays. I have my birthday. I'm getting old. I'm 36. My dog, he pulled his hamstring. You got to rehab your dog nowadays. I avoided the vet. I don't do the vet with my dog. Just like I don't go to the doctor myself. I'll battle, not go to the hospital. My dog ain't going to the vet. He heals by himself. We all kind of heal naturally. Just rest, relaxation, and some proper food, and you'll get back to it sooner or later. Andy, why don't you open an account on Rumble as backup? I actually do have an account on Rumble. It's Neighborhood News Studio. It's not under my name. It's still under the Neighborhood News Studio umbrella. I am going to be connecting with some of my old compatriots like Aaron and Tyrone and uh, uh, Wendy and Norman and Tara and some other people, and get them as to be guests on the show. So we're still going to be doing some neighborhood news things as we go. We got Jerome Bound. I just woke up for a trio show, John, Corky, and Carol. Eek, 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 eek. Yep. Always go to McDuff. They got a wonderful show at under McDuff Lives. John actually wished me a happy birthday on Twitter. It was very heartfelt, and it meant a lot to me, and I appreciate that, John. So one of the reasons you haven't seen me, I know you guys have seen a lot of these vax attacks in the news lately. You know, you've seen people just like standing there, working at the grocery store, they're passing out. We've seen athletes playing soccer, we've seen college basketball players just falling over and passing out for no reason. Some of them pass away, some of them do make it and do recover. And I actually have been, unfortunately, personally affected by some of these issues. Not myself, but my loved one, my significant other, who's in the other room over there. Just like right at the after my birthday, we're just going to bed at night. We worked out all day. We pumped some iron. We did some yoga. Yeah, I've been doing yoga lately. I've been getting a little more stretchy. And we went to bed, and she woke up at like 2 in the morning. And apparently, she had some blood pressure issues, and her heart just pretty much her like blood pressure dropped, and she dropped along with her blood pressure, and she hit her side of her head on the floor. We think on the way down, she came back to bed and she was like touching her face. And I was like, "Why do you keep touching your face?" And she's like, "I'm bleeding." So I like ran and turned on the light, and she had bruising on the side of her face. And I dumbly didn't take her to the hospital right away. We just kind of like went back to bed for the rest of the night, and I kind of stayed up, tossed and turned, thinking about her. And then we wake up in the morning. She takes a sip of coffee. We're sitting there watching our morning news, and she goes to go to the bathroom, and I just hear a thud in the other room. Well, and I just like get up and sprint in there, and she unfortunately had another attack, and she passed out. Then I go and like we get her to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm taking you to the hospital now. We're getting this taken care of. And unfortunately, she had another attack, and she fortunately I was there to catch her this time. And I like yeah, her blood pressure dropped, her eyes rolled back in her head, and yeah, luckily I was there. I was kind of like rubbing her chest, and I called 911. The ambulance came, and you know that we go to the doctor and they check everything out, and everything comes back great. Her uh, like all of her vitals and everything are looking good, and they just chalk it up to we don't know exactly what happened, and we're gonna just if you sign here, go along your way. She was feeling better. She had a bruise on the side of her face, which ended up healing. And yeah, this I I don't. The doctors didn't say it was the vaccine or anything like that, but I personally think that she was once vaccinated and twice boosted by the Pfizer vaccine. I personally think she had a little vax attack, and fortunately, I was there at the time, and we handled things, and she's back to like getting back to normal. We're starting to walk around the park. We're lifting some very light weights, doing some yoga, and getting back to it. So it's just be careful out there, everyone. Let that be a little story, a little warning. If one of your family members or loved ones that you know actually got the vaccine and got the jab and maybe got boosted more than once or twice, just keep an eye out for them and check on them and make sure everything's going well. Make sure they go to the doctor and just continue to stay on top of their health because we don't know what these experimental vaccines are doing. You see the CDC coming out saying that yeah, they didn't stop transmission. They weren't supposed to be doing, and people are maybe passing away of myocarditis from the vaccine. So just make sure you stay on top of your family and loved ones that actually unfortunately went and got the vaccine because I've seen some repercussions myself firsthand, and it's very worrisome. And I, you know, you worry about her I worry about her every day, every moment. So, yeah, it's these deep state. Um, sorry, these people. They're just that just wanted to experiment with our DNA and kind of depopulate the planet. I don't know if it's actually coming to fruition or not, but it seems to be. There's like a certain time, and people started dropping like flies. So just keep an eye out for things, and that does kind of lead me into my first story. As I drink, you know, I eat healthy all day long. You got to have your unhealthy habits that you take in, and I like to enjoy a nice cold root beer every night with dinner and after dinner. Nothing better than some root beer, if you ask me. But Vax injuries leads me to my first story, and that's as you guys know, you've seen Damar Hamlin in the news. I'm going to play his video. He was a player for the Buffalo Bills. He was making a tackle. He gets up here. He just kind of
Yeah, it's
passes out. Now,
not
obviously,
what any of us want to see, and everybody's around him, and just hope that he's going to be okay.
he's in a high impact collision right there. He's might have some rib damage. You get hit in the heart, it might stop and start your heart for a moment. You get the wind knocked out of you. There's a lot of reasons that could happen, but the ambulance rushed on the field, and thankfully he did end up surviving. And there's actually been some conspiracies about him in the news lately, whether he survived or not. And I, for one, think that Damar Hamlin is still alive. I think it would be too big of a cover up, and like, what would be the reasoning behind covering it up exactly? I mean, I know the NFL might get sued by the Hamlin family, but they're probably going to get their money anyway, either way. So, but here's him at here. Let me see if I can get this right. Here's him. The Bills had a playoff game the other day. See, I'm trying to find the video as I talk here. The Bills had a playoff game the other day, and this is the reason people are very suspicious, whether if he's like actually ill or if he died or something. Had a big game, biggest game in franchise history since they went to the Super Bowl with Jim Kelly back in the '90s. And Damar Hamlin shows up, the inspirational force that's gonna get the team over the top and inspire them to push harder and grind harder and bear down and beat the Bengals. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. The Buffalo Bills did lose to the Cincinnati Bengals in a snowed out game in Orchard Park last Sunday. But here's the video. You guys tell me they don't show his face. His family kind of looks awkward as he enters. It is kind of weird because you think they would just kind of keep pushing him at the game as they're losing. It is kind of weird that they don't show his face and everything. And there's and he trolled everyone the next day and kind of posted a picture of him by a portrait on the wall, and he just typed "clone," and everyone just absolutely went nuts with it. But here,
Hamlin is in the building. Yes, if they show him in the stadium in any capacity, it will blow the doors off of this place. Damar Hamlin just showed up, and it looks like his mom and his little brother is there. Oh, we love to see it. Stay tuned. It's the Bengals, Bills, coming up on CBS. Good job.
Uh, there is a lot of security there. For usually when the players are walking down, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" There's cameras all over. They're waving, and you think Damar Hamlin coming back from injury would be doing a lot of handshaking, Like a lot of, hey, yeah, back, go Bills, rah, rah. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. There'd be a lot of Chris Bermanisms going on as he's walking down the hallway. But yeah, there's just a lot of security. You know, he's kind of covered up. People were talking about, oh, he's 6 foot tall and he looks short. I will say these dudes that he's with do look kind of big. But there's just a lot of questions behind it. Sorry, it's rather loud.
DeMar Hamlin returned to the facility this week. Sean McDermott telling us it was so good to have him around. He told us it's baby steps right now. It's all completely up to Hamlin, how involved he wants to be every day. A spokesperson close to the family said despite being out of the hospital, he still has a lengthy recovery. He requires oxygen and he has his heart rate monitored regularly, but he is upbeat, he's positive, and I was told he has a big smile on his face.
DeMar stood up, right?
Yeah, he did. This is it right here.
What a scene. Oh. It's his sign.
What a beautiful, triumphant story that galvanized this entire nation.
And a lot of people are saying right there, that's not he. The portrait of him is the heart. He's making a heart. A lot of people are saying that's like the diamond, the Rockefeller diamond, the Illuminati pose he's holding up. It was kind of weird. The announcer did say that, hey, he needs oxygen. They're still monitoring his heart, and I didn't see an oxygen tank in that video. I doubt he's taking like a blood test or anything while he's up in the booth there. But it just looked a little staged, and that's why everyone was a little just kind of conspiratorial around the whole DeMar Hamlin situation, if he's actually still alive or not. There actually people are, hey, we got Stu Peters calling out, hey, make sure. Sorry, I'm trying to go to my next video. We need this guy on tape. He needs to give an interview right now. And I don't think he needs to do any of that personally. I don't know if you've ever been to the hospital with a tragic injury yourself. The last thing you want to do is want to go in front of a camera and the national audience when the whole, like half the country thinks you're a conspiracy theorist, half of them are behind you and backing you and donating to your charity, and you're this weird public figure right now that you didn't want to put yourself in. But there's people on his team that are coming out from. Here's actually the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills talking about DeMar Hamlin and the body double conspiracy theory. I think I got it pulled up on my screen here. It's actually kind of hard to talk and set up the next shot at the same time. I don't know if you guys can tell when I'm doing so because I start rambling a little bit, but yeah, it's just me here, solo bearded Andy. The last time you guys probably saw me, I was nice and shaved and looking clean. You know, you got to switch it up sometimes. Keep everyone on their toes. If the CIA's after you, you know, you can't look the same constantly. You gotta shape shift. You gotta face off like what's John Travolta and Nick Cage. You gotta get your face off and hide from the CIA. But here's Josh Allen talking about his teammate DeMar Hamlin.
So Newsweek, New York Post, and other outlets are running stories about a DeMar Hamlin conspiracy theory in which people are suggesting that he was not at the game on Sunday and that it was some sort of body double conspiracy cover up. That it goes on and on and on into the tinfoil hat territory. Would you like to debunk that conspiracy theory or maybe confirm it?
Yeah, that's stupid. That you said there's mainstream media outlets pushing this?
There's mainstream media outlets. There's people with like really legitimate heavy followings who are saying the fix is in. That was not DeMar. His face was covered. He had sunglasses. He had a hat. When they went to him on CBS, you couldn't see him. And that there's this next level conspiracy that was actually not DeMar Hamlin at the game. They're saying it.
One, that's DeMar's swag. That's what he liked. He likes wearing that. Two, he was in the locker room with us pregame. So yes, that was DeMar. There's absolutely zero chance. There's absolutely zero chance. That's the DeMar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pregame, postgame. He was up in the suite with his family, his little brother, 100%. So people need to stop.
I got it.
Stop this.
There you go. Josh Allen says people need to stop that shit. DeMar was actually in the locker room before and after the game. Let's see if I can. Here's his. A lot of people are like, it's a clone. So DeMar Hamlin went to one of his portraits, that are in Buffalo, and holding up the sign, the heart sign, where he got hit, right in the heart. And he just put in quotes clone and kind of trolled everyone a little bit. And people didn't know what I meant when I posted. He's trolling everyone, but yeah, it's just because of the conspiracy. That's the same outfit he wore at the game and everything with the face mask, if you can't tell. So he's just playing with everyone's head. Josh Allen, I don't know why. I trust the guy if he says DeMar was in the locker room before and after the game, hanging out with everyone. I'm going to lean towards believing him. So everyone should, kind of drop it a little bit. I doubt he's out there or not out there, to say the least. But one of the reasons to continue on with this Vax attack storyline, I just told you about my girlfriend and her experience. We're not 100% sure, but that's, as a conspiracy theorist that everyone says been wrong for the past 3 years, and it's come out that I've been right about a lot of things. I'm going to lean towards that. Even though I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Forgot to say that joke earlier. Damn it. I had to throw it in there. I had to take my chance and keep it in there. I forgot I had it in my notes here. I hope you enjoyed it. But one of the reasons I got actually banned from YouTube in the first place was about a Vax attack story. And it's about Franco Harris right before the regular season ended. Franco Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers legend running back. He caught the immaculate reception and scampered 60 yards for the touchdown, and it actually turned around the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. They were like nothing before that. They were a bottom dweller. They were pretty much the Cleveland Browns. And after that catch, after that touchdown, the Pittsburgh Steelers went on to be like one of the best teams with Terry Bradshaw, the Steel Curtain, Lynn Swan, and all the gang for the next decade, and they've been one of the best franchises in football ever since then. So the man, the myth, the legend, Franco Harris, he actually passed away recently, and I made this video about Franco Harris. This was the last time I sent out an email to everyone at Neighborhood News. Everyone's like, I didn't even get to watch the video. It was down before I could click on it. It was like 6 minutes after they got the video. But here's a little video I made about Franco Harris and his passing. Oh, I guess I better read those for the audience. So there's a little clip of the Immaculate Reception. Just hours before Harris passed away suddenly, he was
Franco
interviewed.
Harris, thank you so much for coming on today, brother.
My pleasure, Cam. And I want to say the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. 50
There you go.
years. I just shake my head.
Can you believe it's 50 years?
No, I can't. I mean, I'm still trying to. 50 years. Come on, that's a long time. But I'm still around to enjoy it. So
Yes, you are.
So did anything seem wrong with Franco Harris right there? Because I was literally just like hours before his death. He was in that interview. It was an hour long. He talked about the Immaculate Reception, told the whole story, and blah, blah, blah. Nothing seemed wrong with him, right? What people don't know is Franco Harris is actually a spokesman for the CDC and the COVID-19 vaccine.
Hello, I'm Franco Harris, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a running back, I took a lot of hits on the field, but I didn't want to get hit by COVID, so I got vaccinated. Don't take the hit. Get vaccinated. That's your best move.
So there's the video that got me banned off YouTube, just showcasing that Franco Harris was A-okay right before he passed away, and yeah, he had all the vaccines and booster shots for COVID-19, and unfortunately, just right after that interview, he went home and passed away. R.I.P. Franco Harris. I also made a video that got me a strike right before this about Al Roker. Let me see if I can find it actually. Ooh. Go into my channel right here. I made a video about Al Roker that got me some strikes too. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. So this video got me in trouble as well. So I don't know if you guys know, but Al Roker went to the hospital with blood clots, and he's just another one of these guys that were, he's on the news every day. And they actually went live. There's a couple different times where he was like live on the Today Show, and he got vaccinated and he got boosted. And I made this video showing him getting vaccinated and boosted, and then unfortunately Al Roker was in the hospital for like a month and a half with blood clots, and he's back out every morning. When I turn on the Today Show, Al Roker's sitting there just jazzing up the morning NBC Today studio with his zaniness, and he's doing the weather. But here's a little video I made about him getting the booster shots and then getting the blood clots. These are the two videos, of Franco Harris one and this one, that got me banned off YouTube permanently. That's why I'm on a new channel.
Joins time for our series Vaccinating America.
All right, guys, it is go time for Uncle Al. Uncle Al, getting his vaccination.
Get the shot. Al, think about the happy things.
That's right.
Puppy dogs.
Go.
Pies and cakes.
Wow, that was, look at Nurse Jessica.
Jessica. Got it done.
That's excellent.
That's it.
So actually 50 days, this was, I guess, a while ago, I made this video. But when I made this video 50 days ago, on September 29, 2022, NBC's weatherman Al Roker was out sick with COVID, missing most of Hurricane Ian's coverage. He admits to receiving a booster shot the week before. So, Al Roker, the weatherman, one of the big stories they like to do is hurricanes, tornadoes, hurricanes, flooding. That's all under the weather. And they he travels around the country, stands in front of the hurricane, battle of wits type of thing as a newscaster, or at least that's what they try to portray. He wouldn't miss out on this ever if he was healthy. So, yeah, he was out sick with COVID during the hurricane. What people don't know, 50 days before, guess who got the booster shot? Al Roker.
The reason I haven't been part of the Hurricane Ian coverage, I tested positive for COVID. It's not because I'm on vacation or something else is wrong. But I want you to know, hey, I got boosted last week and the science works. I don't feel anything really, and all.
Update on our dear Al Roker.
Everybody's been missing him and noticing he's been out for a few days. We mentioned he'd been under the weather. Well, just this morning, he shared an update on Instagram. Here's what he wrote. He said, so many of you have been thoughtfully asking where I've been. Last week, I was admitted to the hospital with a blood clot in my leg, which sent some clots into my lungs. After some medical whack-a-mole, that's a classic Al right there.
Exactly.
He said, I'm so fortunate to be getting terrific medical care. I'm on the way to recovery. Thanks for all the well wishes and prayers. Hope to see you soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.
So, according to the timeline to Instagram and the news that came out, he was in the hospital. You know, I kind of did my journalistic work with the dates and everything. I was such a nerd for Al Roker and the boosters at the time. It's actually pretty funny thinking about him. Like, ooh, I got Al Roker. I got the Today Show, guys. Look at me. I laugh because Al's doing well. Fortunately, I know he wasn't one of the doctors at Event 201 planning the whole conspiracy theory. He's just kind of an all shucks newscaster that was just following instructions and doing his job. You know, that's all that was happening. So I feel bad for Al. But in 57 days after receiving a COVID booster, Al Roker was diagnosed with COVID-19 and got hospitalized with blood clots. So, they did a thing during the holidays where the Today Show went over there and sang Christmas carols in front of Al's house, and he came out with his wife and cried and all this. Andy, Norman, hey, brother, how you doing? Love me some Norman Smith. Go follow his channel, Norman Smith. He does a lot of great. He's a musician. Bow, 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 wow, 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 wow. That's Norman for you. He's a wah guy. So sorry. I lean in there to because my eyes are getting bad, you know. I actually got Graves' disease when I was going through my thyroid sickness. My eyesight got really bad, and I started going bald. So if you wonder why all the hair, Andy, I ain't getting another haircut. When you start going bald and start going blind because of a sickness, and you're healthy again, you ain't getting another haircut ever again. You know, at my grave, they're gonna find my Andy. I'm gonna be someone great. You know, I got a great destiny ahead of me. So I'm going to have a giant tomb, you know, mummification. They're going to mummify me when I'm dead. Probably going to build a pyramid on top of me, some shit like that, you know. So I got a great destiny ahead of me. So I'm sitting there in my mummified tomb. And there's going to be like an ancient just reverberation going on. And people enter the tomb like, what's that reverberation? It's just me, guys. It's just me in my tomb. So people enter it like a couple thousand years from now, you know, some dust has blown over the pyramid, and they come along. It just looks like a hill, and they dig deeper, and it's like, oh, it's this giant megalith structure. What were the people doing? And it looks like it dates back to what year am I going to die? Like 2055? Let's go 2055. Let's go. My date of death is going to be, let's go like a week after my birthday, January 21st, 2055. And that's what they're going to be like, this tomb pyramid dates back to 2055, the Good Vibe pyramids. So they dig down in the tomb and they find me. The last thing they're going to see, they're going to pull my mummy out, and it's just going to be bones and this just giant ponytail of hair. And it's like, in my grave I lie without Graves' disease, with my hair forever intertwined, and I got it wrapped around me. You know, that's actually, my hair is actually mummifying me. I'm on a roll, guys. I don't know why you're still watching. I'm actually surprised 14 people came back. Hello, Wendy Sloan. Good Vibes Pyramid. Play the blues for recreational purposes. Yes, you do, Norman. So I'm going to continue on with my news here, breaking down the Vax attack and Damar Hamlin and Al Roker and Franco Harris. Just tell your family members, tell your friends, tell them you love them. If you got a grudge with them, now's the time to drop it. It's kind of what my emphasis at the end of the show. At the end of every sitcom, I had to have a message where you wrap things up. This is not the end of the sitcom, but you got to have a overall theme. And this one with the Vax attack going on, my personal experience, I'm showing you just some people, some public figures in the news that it's taken down. Just make sure if you got a family member, you got a friend, someone you care about, they got the vaccine. If they didn't vaccine, just go give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You never know when the Vax attack is going to happen. So make sure you take care of all your shit. If you did get the vaccine, make sure you get in God's good graces now before you go to hell, son. Get on your knees and pray that you don't drop with a Vax attack. I like to have some fun too, ladies and gentlemen. Now you can't always be. Everyone's always doom and gloom all the time. World's coming to an end. Well, if the world's coming into an end, I want to have a smile on my face. I want to be happy. Give all my money to Ukraine. Give everyone genetically engineered vaccine. I'm still going to die with a smile on my face. Like it or not, deep state. If that's a one thing, when they come to my pyramid tomb, my long hair and my mummification, I'm going to be sitting there, the big old smile on my face, all happy, No sense in dwelling about dying or not, Go out there and live, people. Go out there and live your life. Don't let the deep state stop you. The housing market's going up. What should I do? I want to buy Go out and buy your dream home. Should I start working out? I might die of a vaccine. Yes, start working out now and start eating healthy. You are going to die if you got the vaccine. Okay, moving on. Kind of keeping it in sports here, I'm surprised I've been talking for 40-something odd minutes now. Actually, 38, 37. I started the show late. Couldn't get my microphone to work. I have my nice Sennheiser microphone. Tested it out before the show. It was working great. Comes showtime, it won't connect. God, technology. So in the news, I just broke down one political, I guess, figure in NFL, Damar Hamlin. Here's the other biggest one in the past 10 years, Mr. Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, Mr. Pig Sock, oink, oink, I hate the cops, Colin Kaepernick. Mr. I'm really fast, but I can't throw a pass, Colin Kaepernick. He did have a strong arm. I'll give him that. He actually did have a really good couple of years. And he probably should have gotten another shot in the NFL if he wasn't such a douche. But you get what you deserve, Colin. You get what you deserve. He was a top talent. Yes, he was. It's undeniable. He was tall. He was fast. He could throw. He wasn't an idiot. He was smart. He could read the field, make the correct decision most of the time. His speed let him get away with things. but you're such a dummy and no one liked you. You ruined your NFL career, so I don't feel bad for you. So what are you doing now, Colin? You're joining the likes of us YouTube brethren. He's creating a docu-series, and he's becoming a citizen journalist in his own right. He actually went, what city was it? I got it written down here. Bakersfield, California. Apparently there's a lot of murders going on in Bakersfield, California, and it's not like just people's like citizen on citizen murder. It's cop on citizen murders, and there's a abnormal amount of them going on in Bakersfield, California. And Colin Kaepernick is on the scene uncovering the story. So I got a little preview right here. If I can find it. A little preview right here of Killing County by Colin Kaepernick. Enjoy.
This is one of the most powerful projects I've ever been involved with.
911, what is your emergency?
I'm hearing all kinds of gunshots down the street from my house.
I had never known Bakersfield to be a violent place. That changed pretty quickly.
I came here looking for something.
I knew the homicide rate in Bakersfield was high. I didn't really know what that meant until I got here.
I'm not trying to be nobody.
2 people are dead and a BPD officer is in the hospital following an early morning shooting at a Southwest Bakersfield hotel.
My son died in a shootout.
F this. I'm calling the cops on the cops.
Walk the streets, Bakersfield.
The deadliest law enforcement in the country per capita.
The highest rate of officer-involved deaths anywhere in the country.
This is where the story takes very bizarre turn.
And as you start unraveling the layers, you start to see that there's more than just a couple bad officers.
He had collected drugs and then sold for his own gain.
I was wrong, and I admit that today.
One side, a celebrated character in a movie, and then a disgraced officer.
I began to not only bend the rules, I began to cross the line.
How many of you listen and judge me?
You don't have to experience what I experienced to really understand that there's a problem here.
The man is dead. These cops have no reason to do this to this man.
They're not supposed to be judge, jury, and executioner.
You don't know me, but you know
I never thought in my wildest dream that it was my son laying there in the sidewalk, murder.
My brother was an amazing person. He was so full of life. He had amazing kids, and sorry.
Police department killed my dad.
They shot my son 7 times.
Well, who holds these people accountable? Guess what? They met their match.
As you walk the streets of Bakersfield.
So it's if you got a Hulu subscription, you can catch Colin Kaepernick's new docuseries, Killing County, about Bakersfield. Woo! Right on, cowboy. Oh! I'm such an idiot sometimes. Just trying to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to have fun. And I do have an announcement. I do like my big beard. You know, I can kind of hide behind my hair now. Like my big beard hiding behind my hair. So we're going to keep it on football just for a second. So this Sunday, we got the 49ers at the Eagles at 2:00, and we got the Bengals at the Chiefs at 5:30. So the 2:00 game on Sunday, I'm actually going to start doing some fun things here on Andy Dybala's self-titled channel that doesn't have a actual name. Andy Dybala, at Andy Dybala on YouTube. Make sure you go and subscribe. I put a link in my Twitter. If you're on Twitter watching right now, if you're on Facebook, go on YouTube. Andy Dybala. Put it in. Find this guy. Give me a like. Give me a share. Help me out. But either way, I'm going to do another show on Friday, and then I'm going to do a show on Sunday. What am I calling it? Conspiracy Sports. I think I'm going to do a show where I watch like primetime sporting events and I dig up some sports conspiracies and we watch the game together and I tell some conspiracy stories as we go. Playoffs? Norman Smith says, playoffs? This is a conference championship. Hey, Andy, how about 49ers letting domestic abusers play an NFC championship? Who is the domestic abuser on the 49ers? I don't know that one. Apparently, I need to invite Beppy, Charles, and Minahu. Oh, let me write that down for my Conspiracy Sports. Thank you, Beppy. And I'm putting the invite out there. If you'd like to participate in some upcoming shows with me, just let me know. I'm going to start having, he was just arrested. All right, I'll have to dig into that. That'll be part of my Conspiracy Sports broadcast on Sunday. But this Sunday, I'm not doing the late game, but at 2 o'clock, I'm going to have the game on. We're going to be watching football. I'm going to break down the 49ers and Eagles for you as best I can. I'm going to have some fun. I think I'm going to have my dad call in, my brother call in, and I'm going to dig up some sports conspiracies. I know we got like the Tim Donaghy scandal. I'll get into that. I'll dig into some like big plays throughout history. The Black Sox. There's a basketball team that was called betting and stuff. So I'm going to do a show called Conspiracy Sports. Conspira Sport. I think, is that how you spell it? Conspiracy Sports. Might have to work on that. That's like some like Greek shit right there. Latin. I'm Conspiracy Sporticus, the third generation leader of the 9th Roman Battalion, or whatever they're called. Infantry. Not sure what they were called back in the Roman day and age. I used to watch some sports stuff. But 2 o'clock, right here, Andy Dybala, this Sunday, the first Conspiracy Sports ever. We're going to have some fun, so make sure you tune in. I'm also going to do a show on Friday. I'm probably going to do a little more research-oriented show on Friday. I'm just doing kind of some pop culture-y stuff right here, right now, because it was my first show coming back. I'm warming up, I'm getting my legs back under me. I'm like a baby deer right now. I can't walk. Please, sir, can I have some more? I'm like a baby deer just trying to find my legs in the YouTube forest right now, Out comes a hunter. Bam! Shoots my mom. And then the Bambi movie was born. So, did you hear, by the way, the Disney CEO got fired? And he was making like $150,000 a day. It was actually I would dream. Could only dream to make that much cash. So, just another thing in the news. I'm gonna just do a quick little Oscars. But I've been watching some movies this, we see a lot of people in our world that can, I don't know what other word to use. I'm just going to use conspiracy in quotes. Real news, not fake news. We don't watch a lot of Hollywood nowadays, and like even people, your buddies in the real news world, they like get on you. Oh, what are you doing watching sports? Don't you know they invented sports to distract you from what's really going on, so they can stab you with experimental vaccines and steal all your money out from beneath your rug and send it to Ukraine? Do you know what they're doing, Hollywood? They're just programming you guys to accept climate change and to accept gender roles and gender modification. Why do you watch movies, watch sports, man? It's like, sorry. Sorry, conspiracy boy, conspiracy man. There's a lot of conspiracy women nowadays, too. Sorry, guys. I like to enjoy myself with the arts and entertainment and the athletes every once in a while. I'm apologizing for watching movies to you guys and watching sports. That's how far it's come. You guys make me feel guilty. I'm Catholic, you know. You can do that very easily, make me feel guilty. It's kind of like in my blood. I was Catholic. I can't say I'm Catholic anymore after all the child pedophilia shit. Gross, disgusting. Oh, sent shivers down my spine thinking about it. I was an altar boy one time. One time. Like, gave me the creeps, and I was like, never again. Not me, Father Jeff. I'm not going to be your victim, but I did play. I was the star of the St. Joe's basketball team. Just so you guys know, up until middle school, I was a stud. They called me Dirk Nowitzki where I came from because he was a tall, blonde-haired guy in the NBA. So everywhere I walk around, play basketball, they're like, "Hey, there's Dirk." But we got the I'm Rastafarian. Yes, you are, Norman. Yes, Norman. Why are you switching between Facebook and YouTube like a maniac? Get your shit together, Norman. Can't come at me from the left and the right. You know, I can't wait till they make Twitter tube, by the way. Come on, Elon. Just please start Twitter tube so I don't have to do this bullshit on YouTube anymore. I'm already going to get banned for telling my girlfriend's vaccination story, unfortunately. But either way, I'm just rambling at this point. The Oscars, you know, we got the Oscars coming up, and I watched a couple of these movies, you know, and just to give you my reviews. I know we got the actor in a leading role. We got nominees: Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser, The Whale, Paul Mescal. I'm not going to excuse moi with some root beer. Sorry about that to the audio listeners. I'm not going to dig into every movie. I'm just going to give you my quick Oscar nominations. I'm not going to give you an actor, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to break down some movies for you and what I thought about them real quickly. We got Brendan Fraser and The Whale. This was actually my second favorite movie of the year, to tell you the truth. Surprisingly, it's literally takes foot in a 700 square foot apartment, and it features a like 2,000-pound Brendan Fraser that they call the Whale. And throughout the movie, there's references to Moby Dick, you know, the great white whale, and blah blah blah. And he had some family issues, but it's actually, if you went to the movie theater with me and watched The Whale with me, you would have looked next to me at the end, like right before the movie ends, and you'd have just seen tears running down my face. I was just bawling my eyes out in the movie. I cry easily, just to let you guys know. I am an alpha male. I ain't no beta boy, but you can get me with the dramatic setting, some dramatic music, some good editing, some good acting. You can make this big guy cry. And boy did the whale make this boy did the big guy whale make this big guy cry. But just to give you a quick synopsis about it, it's pretty much a dude, Brendan Fraser. He had this great, let's talk about woke Hollywood. I don't know what this one, how you can take this one, but it's a dude that has a wife and a kid and this great family. He has a good job, and he decides to leave them all behind and follow his heart because in all reality, he's gay. And don't. I know. That's what there's their woke moment of, Brendan Fraser's gay, so whole movies feel sad for the gay guy. But no, you do end up feeling sad for him, but for different reasons. But he has this great family. He leaves his family for his gay partner, and unfortunately, his gay partner passes away. And because he left his family, everyone in his family hates him. His daughter hates his guts. His wife hates his guts. He has no friends but his former gay lover's sister, who is left to take care of the man. And and the story is about his comeback story with the family and stuff. And it was very poetic, intertwined with the Moby Dick storyline as well, which made me cry. But yeah, it was kind of just a warning signal out there. If you're gonna be a gay person, don't kid yourself early on and go and get a wife and have kids and do all that and then leave them behind because you didn't live your life. You held me back, Mary. So don't go and do that. Just come out early and get it over with off the bat. I kind of do agree with that. That's pretty much what I got out of the movie. If you're gay, come out early so you can leave all the drama behind. Moving on. Banshees of Inisherin, starring Colin Farrell. A lot of talk about this movie, saying it was a great performance. I say, if you wanted a great, those Sunday afternoon, you just turn on NBC, turn on the Golf Channel, middle of the summer with the AC blowing on you, and you just turn on the golf and you can take this long, nice, hour and a half nap. That's what Banshees of Inisherin was for me. It was just this long snooze fest. I got a good nap in it. I woke up. It's just to the credits. It was oh, it's over. I could give a shit. All I know is some guy chopped off his fingers throughout the process because he hated Colin Farrell, and he was like, "Don't talk to me, or I'm gonna chop off my fingers, Colin." And Colin kept talking to him, so he kept chopping off his fingers and throwing them at his door. And one of Colin's donkey ate one and died. I guess I caught a little bit of the movie with him in between napping, but it's good snore fest. Elvis, the movie Elvis, was not about Elvis at all. It was a disappointment. It's I believe it was Tom Hanks. It's just how Tom Hanks screwed Elvis over. Yeah, if you don't know, Tom Hanks is not locked up in Guantanamo Bay. He was in the Elvis movie and he was screwing him over and taking all this money. Everything Everywhere All at Once, that's my third best movie of the year so far. As a mind bender, it's a time traveler movie. Bunch of Asian shit going on, some fighting, some shit you don't even understand. You're what's going on in this movie? I don't understand, but it's great. Black Panther. I'd rather chop off my fingers than I have to watch that piece of trash ever again in my life. Like, you talk about a shit movie. Black Panther was so goddamn bad. It was, if I was, who was that actor that passed? Who was the Black Panther? Boseman? If I was him and they made that movie in my honor, I would just be, especially after watching the Fast and Furious Paul Walker one. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And we're talking out about it when I see you again. You know, that one, that just like hit. Talk about another moment where I cry in the movies. Fast and Furious #8, where Paul Walker dies. This big guy definitely teared up during that one too. But the Black Panther, oh my, that was such a trash. That made me done with superheroes. I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, he told a young actor, I forget who it was, he's like, a bit of advice: don't ever do superhero movies and never date anyone over 22 years old. I think he told like Robert Downey Jr. that, who ended up breaking both of those rules. And look what happened to Robert Downey Jr. He did Iron Man and he became a cokehead that no one likes. But we got Black Panther. Never, don't watch that movie. But my movie of the year, drum roll please. It was an ultra alpha male jerk off movie of the summer. We got Tom Cruise in the cockpit, flying airplanes. We got other guy with a mustache and the sunglasses playing the piano. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You know, shaking his head. Top Gun. Weird moment in Top Gun. No Meg Ryan. I did not know that coming in. They didn't even put like a blonde-haired actress, curly-haired, cute lady in her place. Put like the chick that's always in like horror movies as like the woman you wouldn't want as your wife because you're going to be afraid you're going to get stabbed. That was like she was a love interest. Forget her name. But other than that part where Meg Ryan, oh, they did have like the gayest football scene of all time. It was like they put 2 footballs out on the field. Then you got to play offense and defense at all time, and all the guys were no shirts on. Actually, I should play it for you guys. Tom Cruise football scene. Let me see if I can pull it up. Top Gun. Ooh. Top Gun football scene. Oh, this is like the worst.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and
Here's Tom. This is Top Gun. So I start out like they're doing football. I'm like, okay, they're doing football. Then I see this. I'm like, I get so confused immediately. I'm like, why are there 2 footballs? What is going on? You know, by the way, speaking of football, Conspiracy Sports is Sunday, 2:00. Gonna do conspiracy sports stories and watch the Eagles-Niners games. 2:00 this Sunday. I'm Andy Dybala. Make sure you subscribe and save. But yeah, I see 2 footballs right here. I just get so confused immediately. This movie's like going great. It's fantastic. And then this, like, you got Meg Ryan not being there, which perplexes you. Then this.
I don't need to take it slow. I'm stepping to your toe to toe. I should be scared of it, so I am worried about.
Yeah, and if we're gonna be woke, why is like all the guys topless? You see the girl in the scene wearing a bra. If we're gonna be full woke Hollywood, the girl can't be wearing a bra while playing football in Top Gun on the beach. Let's go full woke, not half woke.
Take it slow. I'm stepping to your toe to toe. I should be scared of it, so I am worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive. 1999 heroes. I am worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the crowd.
I kind of want to break something down here. I want to see how Tom Cruise throws a football. This will, like, Tom Cruise, you know, he's a man's man, even though he likes his, what's that, Scientology. Have you ever seen that? Where he's in, like, the Scientology and he, like, salutes L. Ron Hubbard like a Nazi after he gives, like, a speech. He just turns and there's this giant L. Ron Hubbard, like, painting that's, like, the size of goddamn Central Park in Manhattan, and they all hell L. Ron, and then everyone in the crowd does the same thing. And then they slaughter a baby. It's crazy video. First, Tom Cruise has very good pocket awareness. You see him, he got low, he juked the defender, he kept his eyes downfield, and he hit whoever this is for a nice pass. And look at her catching this pass. She's using her hands, she's not using her body, she's getting out in front of the ball. That's Meg Ryan. That's the chick they picked for Meg Ryan. Like, she comes in while the guy's like jamming out on the piano, and you're like, okay, Meg Ryan, and then she walks in, you're like, what is going on? Is that supposed to be Meg?
I don't know what you've been told. The time is running out, so spend it like it's gold. I'm living like I'm not zeros. Got no regrets, even when I'm broke. I am worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive. 1999 heroes. I am worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the cloud heroes. I am worried about it.
Sir, what is this? It's dogfight football.
See, this is me walking up. Sir, I'm like, what the hell kind of gay football is this? It's like, oh, I'm not talking about their shirts being off, Tom. I'm talking about the two footballs. What is going on?
Ball. Offense and defense at the same time.
Who's winning?
I think they stopped keeping score a while ago.
This detachment still has some training to complete, Captain. Every available minute matters.
Yes, sir.
So why are we out here playing games?
You said to create a team, sir. There's your team.
Yay! Yeah. Besides that scene in the movie and the brown-haired chick being Meg Ryan, that's my pick for movie of the year. And you had to see it in theaters. If you didn't see it in theaters, with the IMAX and the sound and the boom and the blah and the bangs. You miss out because it's fantastic in theater. And I feel bad for you because you're a loser for not seeing Top Gun. And you might be a beta boy. Tell you the truth, if you didn't go see Top Gun this summer in the theater, you might be a beta boy. It's a new theory I got going on. I know if you got the mRNA jab, you're a beta boy. That's 100% sure. If Anderson Cooper's ahead of Andy Dybala as a journalist in your personal journalist notebook rankings, you're a beta boy. And if you didn't go see Top Gun Maverick in theaters this summer, you're a beta boy as well. You guys are probably like, what the hell are you talking about, Andy? But here, I mentioned it earlier. I kind of stopped watching that video just so I could find this for you guys. Tom Cruise doing his thing on the Scientology Center.
These are the times now, people, okay? These are the times we will all remember. Were you there? What did you do? I think you know that I am there for you. And I do care so very, very, very much.
Coincidentally, if you remember, this is the same speech Anthony Fauci gave the American people before he retired.
So what do you say? We need to clean this place up? Huh? Okay. Because we're counting on you. Okay? All right? To LRH. All right? To LRH.
Look at that place. If you're gonna go and worship, like if my Catholic church looked like that, I still might be Catholic, even though they got the pedophile stuff going on. That's actually what the mantle to my bed looks like right there. Look at that giant painting of whatever, LRH or whatever, L. Ron Hubbard. Wow, Tom Cruise. What a smile. It's got great teeth, you know? Looks like an Illuminati. Oh, speaking of something else, I'm kind of just going off the rails at this point, guys. Let me find this one real quick. There's a video of the... Is that in bookmarks? My bookmarks? The British... Give me 2 seconds. Hold your horses, people. I'm trying to find it. I didn't expect this to come up. Here's a video of the Freemasons' Grand Lodge in England. Oh, where'd the sound go? My man's getting a clubbing right now. I hope that wasn't my sound. Did my mic cut out? Let me get a 5x5. I'm not sure. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. And now you heard God Save the Queen right there. I prefer the Let Freedom Ring rendition as a red, white, and blue-blooded American, you know? Let freedom ring. But you tell me. 5x5. Thank you, Beppy. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen, who the most powerful person on earth is. You know, you got the framers. You know, they're spread out all around the world doing their framing of society type stuff. You know, and they're here at the Grand Lodge in England. What are they doing? God save the king. You know, it used to be the queen. Queen used to be the most powerful person on earth. Now it's the king. King Charles himself. And you've seen Harry running away to America, living in California, the posh life. You know, Meghan Markle doing a bow. What do you think these people think about her? You know, I don't see. Yeah, you can look at people. I don't see many people with dark skin in that giant crowd right there. You know, and they're saying, God save the king. These people who frame societies around the world, you know. See that right there? I know you know. I know with inflation and the stock market and the financial institutions going nuts. I know what you guys seen that on Money before, you know. But I and the whatever it's called, protractor. I'm not quite sure what it's called actually. I know you've seen that on Money before in America, and this is in London. So they probably all these are probably professors at the London School of Economics. You know where George Soros went to school? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to get into blah, blah, blah. Nancy Pelosi. Did you guys see that? Nancy Pelosi sold her stocks. Just as Google's getting I believe they're getting sued for something to do with their ads. So their stock's going to be going down, and Pelosi capitalizes again, sells her stocks a couple weeks early before the big lawsuit comes out. You know, Josh Hawley comes out with the Pelosi Act at the same time to make it so if you're in politics in the United States, you can't be investing in the stock market. Your family can't be investing in the stock market. It you can kind of take advantage of things, you know. You're in a position of no, and knowledge is power. That is true. Now I'm debating doing some research for you guys. I don't know if I should or not. It is an hour and blah blah. Okay, I'll do some quick. Should I do some quick? So there's okay, so I found out. So it's been in the news. How many times are you going to start out this segment, Andy? Not sure. So in the news, we've seen it with FTX, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried. We've seen the scandal where he was kind of money laundering. He'd take the money that was, I guess, supposedly for Ukraine and funnel it to the Democrats via some crypto scheme with his company FTX and Alameda Research. So what I found actually is some odd connections with some blockchain technology, the United States Department of Defense, and FTX and Alameda. They're all kind of connected like my mummy with the long hair wrapped around me. Let's see if I got this. Got to present my screen. So here we go. I'm gonna do my little research shtick right here, and then I'm gonna end the show. So you guys have kind of went through my pop culture stuff. I'm gonna end the show with some research just because it's been a while. I needed to dust off the old shoulder and start throwing the ball again. So I thank you for paying attention as I trudge through this. So this was back in February 7th, 2020 on currency.com. The U.S. Navy deploys blockchain and messaging system. And this is called Simba Chain, is enlisted to create platform based on Microsoft Azure's cloud infrastructure. So bear with me a little bit. The Naval Air Warfare Center, part of the U.S. Navy, has announced the creation of a secure messaging system that will be built on the blockchain. This is a sign that the technology is continuing its passage towards the mainstream. The platform, which will be operational later this year, is to be constructed by a software company, Simba Chain, in a $10 million deal. It will be based on Microsoft Azure's cloud infrastructure. It is not the first time the startup has partnered with the U.S. Department of Defense. It began working on blockchain-based supply chain solution for the Air Force in August 2019. The announcement caps an excellent week for the technology with several high-profile announcements. The Australian government issued a 52-page blockchain roadmap highlighting how the technology has the potential to create jobs, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into that part. So the Navy employed the Simba Chain to enlist this, like they're going to use blockchain technology for this new messaging system. They're actually going to use it for they're going to store all their data within it, and it's going to be easier to get the information back and forth, especially with soldiers in the field, I guess. Something they're working on. So I'm going to show you the next one. Bear with me. So here we go on this one. So we continue. The U.S. Navy awards Simba a $1.5 million SBIR Phase 2 contract. Simba Chain to develop blockchain-based solution to enable supply chain demand sensing for critical military weaponry parts. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if I have this, but this is the Simba Chain, and this blockchain technology is being used for the first time during a war in Ukraine right now. It's pretty much how like a lot of the forces are communicating. They're using this blockchain technology. And it all comes out of South Bend, Indiana. So the U.S. Office of Navy Research has awarded $1.5 million Small Business Innovation Research Phase 2 contract. This is they're also funded by DARPA too, to Simba Chain to design and build a blockchain solution to enable demand sensing for the Defense Logistics Agency, the Combat Support and Supply Chain Agency of the United States Department of Defense. Demand sensing is essential to ensuring the U.S. military has critical replacement parts for various weaponry available when required. So the award follows, blah, 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 some other stuff. They got money before. Little thing that I just read. Now, here's the important part. So Simba Chain. So we have FTX, right? We have Sam Bankman-Fried using FTX to launder money to the Democrats. And then, everyone says like Bitcoin, it can be used in nefarious ways very easily. And Sam Bankman-Fried definitely took advantage of that. And I don't know if you guys know. Let me get my next one on here. I'm going to go back to that. But here's troubles at Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda. This is his Alameda Research. That's like the sister company to FTX, began well before the crypto crash. So he was like taking money from one to cover money for the other one, and it kind of didn't end up well because he was using the money to fund Democrats in the United States. So going back, you guys just saw the Alameda Research. As you guys know, for people that are smart, intelligent. So we got Simba Chain, we got the United States Department of Defense. They're employing this new blockchain technology that's being developed, and Simba Chain's new contract. And it just so happens because their little project that they're working on with the United States Department of Defense, the Alameda Project. Now, ain't that the biggest coincidence in the world, ladies and gentlemen, that the first blockchain technology being employed by this Simba chain, which just so happens, to be funded by DARPA and Stanford Law. Guess whose parents are educators at Stanford Law? Sam Bankman-Fried. That's specifically tax law. So Stanford Law, who funded Simba Chain, I could show you that document, but I'm not going to go back and forth. Stanford Law, where Sam Bankman-Fried's parents teach, they funded Simba Chain, which the United States Department of Defense is using to employ this new blockchain technology within the military. And they call this project the Alameda Project, short for Authenticity Ledger for Auditable Military Enclave Data Access. Now, that's a tongue twister for someone with a speech impediment like myself. So I'm not going to read it again, but Alameda commenced January 6, 2021, right around the time when the Democrats needed the money for the midterms. During this time, Simba Chain will further build out the prototype developed in phase one, working in tandem with the Naval Enterprise Sustainment Technology Team, an EU centered on the Boeing FA-18 Hornet supply chain. The project will be conducted at the Fleet Readiness Center, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into that. So we got Simba Chain and the Alameda Project and the United States Department of Defense using them to store all their, like critical data and critical information. See, and I'm just going to show you. They got more contracts and more awards as time went on. General Services Administration awards multiple awards scheduled a mass contract to Simba Chain. So let's see if they might mention DARPA in this one. It's pretty much you have Simba Chain and their Alameda Project. Were involved with were being used by the United States military in Ukraine. Sorry, I'm trying to find my. There's so much on them. Either way, Simba Chain, check them out. It was just some preliminary research that I'm just kind of digging into. And I'm getting back into it. But yeah, it's just a weird coincidence that the United States Department of Defense is using the Simba Chain and their Alameda Project and their blockchain technology to kind of store information for the war in Ukraine. And meanwhile, FTX is kind of using money that was supposed to go to Ukraine in the war and funnel it back to Democrats to fund the midterm elections and kind of keep the process going and keep the war going. And it's all just this big intertwined scheme. There's a lot more to the story. You got Kolomoisky, you got Zelensky, Privat Bank accepting donations and using cryptocurrency. By the way, Kolomoisky is harvesting Bitcoin in his steel plant in Kentucky. Just an odd story I came across the other day. So the Ukraine and cryptocurrency is what they were doing what they were using to fund the war effort, because a lot of their during the war, Russia would hit like the banking systems and it would go down, so they'd have to rely on blockchain technology and cell phones and Elon Musk Starlink satellite systems. So that's how they were keeping the money moving, and that's the cryptocurrency was how they were kind of skimming off the top as well. Stanford, home of the MK Ultra experience. That is true, Wendy. That is true. Debbie Sue. There's Debbie Sue. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an hour and 31 minutes. Can't you guys tell I've been working out? I'm honored. You got to hit the gym, you little puny Democrat. You little beta boy. Drink a protein shake, man. So, yeah, make sure you're, keeping up on your health, working out, go for your jogs. I'm doing yoga now. We're getting vaccinated to death, and us anti-vaxxers, I know a lot of you in the chat are anti-vaxxers. You got to keep up on your health. Take your vitamins. Eat your broccoli. Eat your cauliflower. Just take a bite out of a carrot, like a rabbit, like a white rabbit. Most of all, just go out and enjoy life. And like I said before, I kicked off the show telling you a story about how the vax attack has personally affected me recently. And just letting you guys know to, just tell your family and your friends once again. Give them a big old kiss on the lips and a big old bear hug. You know what I mean? Life is short. Half the world's population is vaccinated now. You never know when their time's going to come to an end. And, we're all love in this world. We're all good vibrations. We got that good vibration. Oh, we got that. All right, I'm gonna go. I should not have drank that coffee before the show, because now I'm gonna be up till about 1 a.m. So if you got any comments, hit me up. Oh yeah, I got to give myself a pump it up, pump a jam. Follow me on Twitter at Live with Andy. On Twitter, right there, Got Joe Biden and Klaus Schwab having a good laugh together. I got a link to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Live with Andy. That's how you get up to date on what's going on. Here's a video of me dancing going on as well. You find out on what I'm posting. You got Doja Cat with monkeypox, Paris Fashion Week. Look at the snow. Look at the snow in West Lubbock and West Texas. Everyone talks about global warming. What else we got? Oh, yeah. We got Meta takes Ukraine's Nazi regiment, the Azov Battalion, off their terrorist organization list. So, yeah. I'm considered a terrorist. Neighborhood News is considered a terrorist on Facebook. But the actual Nazis, Mark Zuckerberg gives them the A. Okay, the nurses dancing. You guys see, ooh, see, talk about eating healthy, ladies and gentlemen. Would you look at that? This is what I eat every single night for dinner. Something like, I usually change the meat up. That on the right there with the green peps, the red peps, the onions, and the mushrooms. You little saute that with some olive oil, some minced garlic, some pepper, and a little bit of seasoned salt, and you go, mwah, mwah. It's delicious. Then over here on the left, you got some, I put a little olive oil on that as well. The broccoli, the cauliflower, and the carrots, and I actually put a little lemon pepper on it, some lemon pepper and some garlic salt. Ooh, who's better than you? And then look at that. Oh, look at those burgers, those cheeseburgers. If you use anything but American cheese on a cheeseburger, get out of my country, goddammit. You're not allowed. Get your Colby Jack, get your Parmesan, get your Swiss. I don't care if it has mushrooms on it. American cheese, people. It's beef. Cows were invented in Texas. People don't know that. But usually I eat the two veggies every single night, and I switch up the meat between the burgers. I do salmon or chicken. I bake chicken. I cut the chicken up, and I cut some bacon, and I put little bacons on top of the chickens with some Weber. Get Weber kicking chicken seasoning. It'll change your life. Weber kicking chicken, sprinkle that on top, put it in the oven, 375, 25 minutes. You're going to have the time of your life with the veggies when that chicken gets done. If you don't want to be a beta boy and you want to be honored, you got to drink your protein shakes for lunch and eat your vegetables and meat for dinner. Also, by the way, pro tip, quit putting white sugar in your coffee. For Christ's sake, you got nature's literally little worker bees. I'm not using them in a weird sense of speech. They are bees, little worker bees flying around collecting pollen. Ooh, I'm going to nuzzle up in a flower. This is me being a bee. I think that was it. That's for all you cat ladies out there. Meow. This is where you're flying around. The bees, then they go and they collect it. I think it's actually poop. I think honey is actually bee poop, to tell you the truth. But it's delicious. And you got a bee farmer that scoops out the honey, puts it in the jar. You go to the grocery store, you can buy some honey, and then you can put that in your coffee every morning. Get your antibodies, you get your, it has like immunity properties, and get rid of the white sugar. Cut the white sugar out of your life. Coming from someone that just drank a root beer. As much as you can. I never said I was keto. Who cares about diets and fads? Drink coffee black. That's how Brendan Fraser and the Whale likes his men. Black. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show for the day. Make sure you go to @LiveWithAndy on Twitter, Andy Dybala on YouTube. Give me a like, give me a share. Thank you to the people out there that kind of have bared with me while I've had my channel strike, my channel taken down. I've been banned for life. A CIA agent actually knocked on my door. He had a YouTube badge. You know, normally people get like a plaque for being like a platinum plaque. Oh, you got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Here's a platinum plaque. When you get banned from YouTube, a CIA agent actually knocks on your door. He has a little YouTube badge, and he just punches you in the face. Then he hits you in the gut, and as you're laying there, you're like, "What was that?" He was like, "That's for killing my grandma." Then they get in their black SUV and they drive away. I think I'm officially losing it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Don't forget this Sunday, Conspiracy Sports starts at 2 o'clock on my channel at Live with Andy. I also got a show Friday coming up at the same time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And there's going to be some more of Andy coming around. And I'm going to have some guests coming on. We're going to have some more fun. So that's going to be a new year, a new channel, and a new You thought I froze. A new me.